unboxing. All right, so I've got again these 200 watt panels that are flexible panels that I followed the RVing with Tito's way of doing it, and just used the 4-inch Eternabond tape and stuck that down all the way around the perimeter. And I actually used some a little bit of Velcro in the certain points, a couple points underneath in the middle as well, which I don't know whether they're really holding or not. I don't think they really were necessary, since it appears they're holding okay. But I'm gonna have to basically just cut these guys loose from here where they meet up, and I think I'm just gonna leave the Eternabond in place, and then I'm gonna have to move this our little WeBoost antenna on this side, pull a few more things out of the way, get this stuff all moved, and then we'll be able to set up and get our two new panels up here. So we've got all our solar in our closet here, kind of tightly packed. It's a little hard to see, but our Victron charge controller is here, and the ones from the roof are coming down through right there, and then we have a Y on there, so that the one that's outside, the flexible panel here, can be connected up, you know, separate from the main ones on the roof. So I'm going to be putting the new ones, will connect up to this setup. And then I'll still have the same option for putting the little flexible ones that are up there outside. But right now, the 200 watt ones that are on the roof are in the shade, and that flexible one that's outside is right in the full sun, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And again, it's a 136 watt panel, and it's only doing 27 watts. So that just gives you an idea. So we're getting a little bit from the roof and very little from that thing. So these new ones are going to make a big difference. Okay, so yes, the 170 watts from Bouge RV monocrystalline solar panels. Here's some specs there. Already got the MC4 connectors on there, which is nice. And the aluminum frame. Yeehaw.
Getting any readings?
Yeah, oh yeah. Just doing 220.
Oh, nice. Shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's different. Those might even have, wow, that's really different.
Yeah. There's monocrystal. 215, 216 right now. Still.
Right on. We'll keep those hooked up.
Yep. Okay, well, set up both of the panels here temporarily just to get a read on them out here in the sun, and angled them pretty good for the angle. And again, they're 170 watt each, so it should be 340 total. And obviously we'll max them out, but right now doing 220 watts, more than our other ones ever did together on the way we configured them earlier. So we'll get them dialed in here and get them up on the roof and see how we can do. All right, well, today's the day. We're gonna upgrade the solar panels up here. Got currently these two 100 watt panels that are from Windy Nation. They've been working pretty well, but not quite keeping up with our two Battleborn 100 amp hour batteries. And so plus we'd like to do this where we're in some shade and we can put something out in the sun. So what I've done is we've bought those two beauties, two 170 watt solid, monocrystalline panels instead of the flexible ones. And what I'm going to do is put those right where these ones are. They'll be obviously sticking out farther, go longer. And then I'm going to use these two as kind of movable, flexible ones that I'll put in different locations. I can make them like as awnings over the windows, or I can put them out in the sun, kind of like I have those guys there. And that way we'll have 340 on the roof full time, and an additional 200 watts if we need it when we want to get a little more flexible. So pull the old ones off and remount some new ones. All right, so I had to custom make my holes for the panel. This comes with holes for these guys to mount, but they don't really line up there anyway. And this is where it works out so that I'm gonna again go into some steel up there and make sure this is gonna stay put. It worked out nicely that putting it in this, well, it's gonna be mounted this way, but the holes line up the same, so I held it that way to margin it. It worked out to be 4 5/8 from the end to this edge on every dimension. Worked out perfect for putting us right on. So then when we mount it up on the roof like this hole and the hole on the other end are going to go right into the steel when we go through with our self-tapping screws. So we're going to make sure this thing is really well secured. So little extra thing too, when you're drilling through, again, this is the panel here, and there's not a whole lot to it. So use a nice piece of sacrificial block there just to be sure that you don't drill into the back of your panel. Good size hole. Now we've got to put our bracket on. Got it all set up there and ready to go. All right, 340 new watts of power all installed and ready to go, hooked up and working. As you can see, I got the brackets all in there mounted nice, and used a little die core over them to seal everything up real good, and made sure I hit some with my screws, the rear screw there and the very front screw up there. Come on, catch up. Both went right into the steel framing of the rig, so I know I'm good and secure. Used a bunch of the little those little tie guys and stickies after cleaning the surface to kind of secure things down so they're not flapping around in the breeze. And re-secured my little antenna there for our Wii Boost, and used up the last of some die core on a few spots that needed it, and we are rocking and rolling.